Hi, we're Kristen and Jeff, and we've been fixing up our 40-year-old Hallberg Rassy sailboat for the last 5 years. We sold everything we owned on land for a life on the water. In today's episode, we're putting our lithium batteries in! We've been rocking lead-acid golf cart batteries for many years, and it's time to upgrade. In true Joco style, we do this project DIY, first removing the old, really heavy batteries, which we hope someone else on the island can benefit from, and then neutralizing and cleaning up the acid overflow in our battery box, which took a few rounds. Then we discovered we had to modify the box to fit the new batteries, and after a few attempts, they fit snug as a bug. Next up is cutting, stripping, measuring, banging, and shrinking to make everything perfect. And once you know, success! Special delivery.
Yeah,
What do we got there, honey?
2 new batteries.
Lithium-ion batteries for Joco.
600 amp hours.
Wow, this is impressive.
They're Bluetooth, so you can monitor all the individual cells, and they're also have low temperature protection, so if we go elsewhere in the world.
That's cold.
And
Then
also,
they'll still work.
They self-heat actually, so.
Wow.
Yeah, if we go home or we go Northern Europe, they'll still work.
That's pretty cool. And we have set up our outboard pulley system here to crank them up because they're pretty heavy. They're about 60 pounds each. Gathering some attention because lithium batteries are always very exciting. Change of plan. They're actually not that heavy, so Jeff is just manhandling them up the ladder. Unboxing time. So we ordered these from Tradewinds, and from ordering to receiving, because it had to be shipped on a ship from Miami, it only took about 2.5 weeks.
There we go. Ta-da.
Nice.
It'd be a shame if I have to cut off these handles.
Yeah, Jeff is thinking we might have to cut off the side handles in order to have them fit in our battery box, but we'll see. He might have a little workaround for it. Looks good as advertised? Yes. We just may be winning the award for dirtiest boat in all of the boatyard today.
The cable on here.
We're getting lithium batteries. What are you doing right now exactly?
Sweating my bag off.
Besides that, here's the old batteries, the old battery location here in the aft cabin. I think that's where most people with our boat have their batteries.
All right, so one of the first things I have to do is get this aluminum bar out of here. This aluminum bar supports the bed and was also the rollover protection for the batteries because they can't physically come out of this box. So in order to get the batteries out of here, I need to remove this. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. It's just held on by 4 screws. So I'll pull them out, I'll set that aside, and then we'll look at the next thing, like turning everything off. Could do that first. We'll see. I'm still trying to charge them last minute here.
We're about to turn off the power source to the solar panels. We're getting a bit of a cloud right now, which is perfect timing. Putting our towels up over top of the panels to block the solar. But yeah, it's kind of windy, so I think they might end up flying away.
Right now. Just gonna kill it while this cloud's
Okay,
here.
this cloud is, yeah, go quick, go quick. Plan B. You always got to have a plan B.
Okay, that's off. So if you want to
Oh,
check
good, because the sun just came out.
solar controller and just see that it's actually not putting any charge, and then we'll turn it off and then I'll
Okay.
power it.
Next up, killing the breaker. Ultimate safety factors are going into place.
I'm going to kill the inverter.
Okay.
So it's now off, and I'm going to turn the switch for it off as well.
Today is the day. We're putting our lithium batteries in. Very exciting. We have a very hot captain, and the batteries are down there. We're waiting for a rainy day in order to do it, but we figured they've just been sitting in our way for way too long, so we're just gonna put them in today. How do you feel about it? Are you excited?
I'm ready to turn the power off and cut the box out.
Heck yeah.
That part's annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah, our old battery box is what he's talking about. We're gonna take you along and show you what we're doing today, and hopefully we'll get everything hooked back up before evening time so that our freezer and fridge don't spoil all of our food in there. So that's the goal. A quick break to shout out our amazing patrons: Mike C., Wolfgang B., Aid Bateman, William Tubbs, Dennis and Sarah Collins, Colin and Stephanie Ibbett, Alan Sherrill, Kate Fidel, Siobhan and Travis LaMarche, Lindsay and Bruce Fraser, Brad and Jen Ibbett, Stevie Blanc, Sheen Marine, Alan Onderdonk, Lucy and Peter Haggerty, Matthias Thorin, SV South Serenity, Raff and Di, Dan Knox, Tim Vandewater, and Tom Parsons. We appreciate you all so much. So before we are removing the batteries, and we're going to clean them up a little bit. There's a whole bunch of battery acid that has bubbled up.
They've been boiling over lately.
Yeah.
A lot, and they expand, I guess, a lot. Didn't used to that way. I even turned down the absorption voltage to make it stop doing that.
Well, guess what? We won't have to worry about this any longer.
You should get a close-up of this for those people at home. So what I'm
it's a
doing,
baking soda and water mixture.
Not a close-up of this. I'm going to take this rag, which is now it's saturated.
Yeah.
Baking soda, water.
Okay.
Squeezing out, not all, most of it. And I'll hit some acid. You ready?
Ready.
Stay away. It's just going to fizzle. Hear that?
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we neutralize and get it away a little bit before when you put it in here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hear that?
You can't
Hear
hear
that?
it. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, and that means that there's a lot of acid there.
Yeah,
but we don't. I mean, I never used to do that, but lately it's been doing it. I don't know why. So I think it's because they get warm, as I said.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's just a little bit hot here in St. Martin.
This is so we don't get acid all over ourselves when we handle them in a minute here.
Yeah.
Is the thought process.
I'm sorry about any background noise from the fan here, but we are not turning that off. Sorry. It's really, really hot. I think the temperature outside right now feels like 48. So that's cooler than yesterday. It feels like 53 or something yesterday, Celsius. And for all of our American friends, I think that is about 120 Fahrenheit. Is that correct? If not, I'll put what it actually is here. So this battery box, back when we installed these batteries, when was that? 2019, I think? Good 5 years. We haven't been using them the entire time because, as you know, we had some time back home. Are you happy with their performance overall since we've had them?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, cost-wise, I guess, sure. Like, it ran everything, but we
they're golf cart batteries,
never had the capacity that we had, like, planned on. But that's because the time we planned, I didn't know that lead acids, like, almost never have the capacity. And I'm not talking the 50%. I'm talking, like, they just don't come with their full rating. So I never load tested to find out, which means that over time I couldn't tell how much we lost in capacity. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that being said, it basically has always met our needs up until about, well, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Even then, it still is meeting our needs. It's just starting to drop down to 12 volts under load and stuff. So that's just because they're getting tired. And
yeah, but literally it has been within the last couple weeks. You know what I think it is? It's basically since we received the lithium batteries here that these ones started going down. I think that they know that they're being changed out. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, here's the state of our aft cabin as well. Isn't she lovely?
Yeah, you don't want our boat. You don't want our life right now.
No,
it's not the Caribbean dream in the slightest.
Yeah. We have like, what, 4 projects on the go right now that are open-ended and not completed, and then occasionally we can go to a beach, so that part's good. We haven't taken advantage of that too often though.
No,
we need to go to the
try
beach
and
more often.
do deck work, but
I know.
it's like you need time off from your time off. Like, it's not even time off, it's like a job at this point.
Yep, basically. But we're slowly and surely getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're trying to set ourselves up for the future real nice, real nice.
Yep, so that we don't have to be back in the boatyard for a long time. Yay!
Planned anyway.
We'll see. You've been staying organized by writing down all the steps so that we're not going to forget anything for safety, which is a very good idea.
Safety first. Can you grab me the yellow clippers, babe?
Yellow clippers? You mean wire cutters? Where are they? Somewhere down in here. Is it going to be in the last pouch I checked? The actual last pouch I checked. Okay, it always works out that way. Here you are. I really hope that this works and that we'll be able to turn the power back on. It's some point, because now we have everything turned off and we're taking the batteries out. So
otherwise
hopefully there's no issues with
That's
the
what I mean. We have, yeah.
lithiums.
Exactly. Well, we turned them on just there on the ground.
Yeah.
And there are two, so, you know, they'd have to both be dead.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen.
But that's not the
But if that does happen, I guess we'll have to have baguette for dinner.
Yeah, and there's a fridge down there. We can emergency shove our fridge
Yeah,
stuff in.
yeah, there is a little fridge down in
Freezer
there.
stuff, we could figure.
We would just have to eat.
Someone has a solution.
Things
Yeah.
have been worse. So you're just using a strap and you're putting it through the handle, I guess. Oh, there it goes. Is it like super heavy? What do you think it weighs?
A lot.
All right. Jeez, Louise. Yeah, no kidding.
A ladder that's sketchy.
Okay, be careful.
Yeah, should be all right. Looks
Sketch.
Just
do like one rung at a time, okay? Definitely there's no reason to go to a gym when you're doing boat work at a boatyard. 1 down, 3 to go.
Holy.
Love you. Love you.
All this for power. All this for electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
Better work and better last a long time.
All this though to be completely off grid.
That looks like acid.
Oh.
So that is bad news.
Needs to be neutralized.
Yeah, it is acid.
Shit.
So you got to be on guard about that, okay?
All right.
It's horrible for my back.
Yeah. What a strong guy. Oh my gosh. You definitely have to stretch everything out after this. Jeez. So we're going to see if maybe someone on the island needs some batteries. So we're not going to just check them right yet. One more,
And I
babe.
get to breathe fiberglass dust cutting up.
You can do it.
Time to clean up the residual acid and whatever else.
Yep, time to clean it up out of this old battery box. Well, it's not old, but out of the battery box. There's quite a bit of acid that has overflowed from the batteries. Ooh, not sure if this is acid or Jeff's sweat. Either way, needs to be neutralized, don't you think? Let's come back here. This isn't awkward at all. Not at all. And I'm gonna get out so that you can get in there.
Cut it up and then slip those guys in there.
Yeah, we have to cut
End to
our
end.
battery box in order to be able to fit these two in there. But Jeff has done his measuring like 50 million times and it should work. 2 rounds of cleaning and we should be good. We're done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit more freshwater wipeout and then I'll do.
Look at how much you're sweating from your own face.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Yeah. So you have to make some cuts like on the sides.
See here at the end, that blue tape?
Yep.
I'm gonna cut that away so the handles of the batteries, because they stick out past here so they can go down. So like lengthwise, they go lengthwise and then.
Well, we were super lucky that they fit in this box like perfectly end on end, right?
Well, without me cutting off the handles, that was the original plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, can we do this without doing that? Because that would void the warranty right away, even though it had nothing to do with inside the battery, you know?
Yeah.
But
So silly.
regardless, so I was like, I don't want to void right off the bat.
It definitely shows the importance of having a battery box and having a good battery
Yeah.
box. A lot of people even just use like the plastic trays or whatever, which
work.
I guess it's fine. I just think that this is a better option because of the amount of acid we had. There's no chance of it interfering or going down to the hull or anything like
this
that.
is very robust.
Yes.
These ones got more, they get way more use than the other ones do. So they're cycling, they're almost their full capacity, and the lead acid case 50%, like almost every day.
On to the next phase, which is cutting time. Looking good. So Jeff is just seeing how deep that he has to cut the
Nicer than the other.
area, and so we're just going to put one of the batteries in the box right now to see how far down that he has to cut across.
Well, I can use that line, and then I can measure down the height of that, I guess.
Okay, sounds good. I was trying to look all cute for this video. I even put makeup on. I had a shower, washed my hair, but it's just too hot, and so the Cindy Lou Who comes back, and this isn't really that much of a cute look anyway, is it? Nice work, babe.
Yeah, we'll have to check the fit now.
Moment of truth. Bringing the other battery back here, and we're gonna see if they both fit in the box end to end. They better fit. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they should fit. Oh, my back.
Jeez Louise.
Okay,
No kidding.
Should slide? No. Okay, I need to cut lower on this side. So frickin' close.
Oh!
I know.
Gosh darn it all.
It's okay though. And how about this side? Yes.
Ooh,
Winning on this side.
There we go.
That's the idea. And then it can slide. So we can always remove it even with the bed support here. You see that?
Yep.
But then so they can go like that.
The bed bar.
Yeah, these are removable, so they come out.
Moment of truth, part 2.
Moment of truth, part 2. Here they go side by side.
Oh.
Exactly. It's a 5-minute break.
Okay.
We don't have daylight forever.
That's true. And we don't have freezer power for much longer either. Or fridge power. We also couldn't use our filtered water because that runs on a pump. So, it's a good thing we have some bottled waters for a hurricane prep. Oh yeah, we deserve to have a breeze break. Hey babe? Jeff was just mentioning how excited he is. We're going to be having 600 amp hours of power, and we're going to be a power plant. We'll be selling power to other people.
That was a joke.
So Jeff's breeze break never lasts, whoop, my hair, too long because he wants to make sure of stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, so these, I put the endings on these now. They go like that, and then the negatives are going to come this way. And I was just going to try and run them that way. That's one part that needs figuring out. And then I was debating whether we cut the box down a bit to lower these. Technically don't need it for the bed, but it would be a little nicer to have a notch there, I guess.
Maybe, but no one's ever going to see it.
That's true.
How's it going back here? It's about an hour and a half later, and you're still back here.
Yeah.
Checking stuff out for fits of wires and stuff.
That's right.
Is everything coming to plan?
Yeah, I had to remove a fuse that I was trying not to remove, but that'll have to be for another day. It's just for the emergency connection to the other side, which we could run it anyway. It's just that the wire's not technically fused from this side to that side. So now we just need to cutting and stripping.
Cutting and stripping. That's the next step. Wow. Well, you're halfway there. You have no shirt on.
No, sunburn and stripping.
Sunburn and strip. Okay. And so we don't have wire cutters for the right size. This is 2/0. And so we went to one of the marine stores here, Island Water World, to ask about borrowing theirs. And the guy was like, well, yeah, you can, but I just use a knife and cut them because it leaves it
Serrated knife, yeah.
Yeah, like smoother, like straighter, because when you use like the wire cutter, it like pinches it a little bit. And so doing it this way, you have a better seal for the lug and stuff afterward.
Yeah, it's clean. It's very clean, and you don't screw up the wires too much inside because there's many wires inside this wire.
Yeah. And you've never done it this way before, but it's working.
No.
You've done a couple of them already.
I like how it's, so, we're already carrying this knife around.
Yeah.
So I
might as well have a use for it now.
Exactly.
So this is our workshop.
Yeah, this is today's workshop.
Today's workshop, yeah. Other days it's like underneath there or over there.
This is in the sun now, so now I'm regretting it.
Yeah.
In the morning it was nice.
Jeff did a couple of these earlier today just to get prepared before we did the whole switch over.
Because our freezer's off.
Yeah. So we wanted to get as much things done as we could before we turned off the full power. Success.
Now we're going to remove some material. So we can,
some of the red.
Yeah, because we're going to
Pull
fit
it
the
back.
lug up there and check the angles of the lugs on the switch before because it's hard so people understand at home. you don't just throw these lugs on the end, because depending on how you route the wire, you have to have this thing positioned in a certain way. The cable is flexible, sure, but in some directions it doesn't want to go. And so if you do what I'm doing now, I'm basically going to strip this and take it to the location and bolt this end down where it's supposed to go, route my cable the way I want to route it, and then see how the lug wants to sit on the end. And then what I do is I mark a line between the lug and the wire on this end, and then we come down and we crimp it, respecting that line. And then when I go back to take my wire and put it in, bolt it in, it's actually possible to fit.
Wow, that's like the pro way of doing it.
This is the extra work, yeah.
That's a good tip.
That's the idea. Insulation away. Don't go too deep because you'll get the wires, but you want to hopefully see them. So let's see. So I saw some there, right?
Yep.
So let's do it again. Just try and get a little bit more. Or you can go like this. Run your knife blade just gently this way. And then you can try pulling it from the side like this. See that? Mm-hmm. And now I've already scored the outside, so I should be able to just spin
rip
this.
It off.
Yeah, it should rip off, see?
Wow.
So now,
more pro tips.
Fit it with the lug. So off we go. I know you want to get in there, bitch.
Just talk lovingly. I was about to say talk lovingly to it, but then you brought out the B word, so.
This is how we do this now. Oh, this is what I mean about it has to go on the switch a certain way, you know? Mm-hmm. It has to be routed through here. So here we go. We're going to try it. We're going to put this through here like this and place this back on here like so. And tighten this down-ish. We want to go straight with it out there like that. Okay, so we're going to take that, go like this, crank this down. Should have a socket. I kept having there were so many different fittings. I was changing my sockets every 2 seconds. So yeah, it's on temporary, exactly. So I'm gonna fit this. Okay, now this has to go on the switch. You see? So now we can see how it wants to be happy or not happy. Put that on there like that. This is where I had to get the wire just right to make it happy. So I'm gonna put this bolt on. Okay, so now we check. Can I put the switch back and does everything play nice? If it does, we win. Okay, so there, that's how it'll sit. You see now how it's running there? And it seems to be playing nice. And the cover will still go on this guy.
So now you're gonna mark it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then you uninstall it again. See how this goes?
And we'll see you back downstairs to do some crimping.
Yeah, crimping and
stripping.
Sealing. Crimping and sealing up.
And now over to the second workshop. It looks like you're in jail.
Yeah, I know, I set up in weird ways. This is where I found stuff I needed. I wanted a cinder block to put my wood block on.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Okay, so now we've got this where we have our marking from before.
Yep.
Right? Then this is a hammer. Well, I don't actually know what it's called. It's called I'm not sure. I don't remember what Amazon called this thing.
It's like the crimper, right?
Yeah, it is a crimping tool. It's like crimping a hammer-based crimping tool. So some of them are hydraulic, some of them are big manual, like crimpers, like with your hand tool style.
Yeah.
But in this one,
this looks very unique. This is not the typical.
Yeah, I just learned about this when I was shopping. So anyway, how this works is you put it in place in there, pick your spot that you want to slam her down a ding dong on down it. And you let her rip like that. Pop it up, take it out.
That worked pretty well.
Yeah, this thing works great, I think. Yeah.
Wow. So how come you got this style and not the typical normal one?
So I thought
not normal,
this
but you know.
one is small, right?
It's very small.
And the other hydraulic ones are much bigger in a box and everything. I was like, where am I going to put this? And also, where we're at with wiring on the boat, I mean, we don't even know. I know one more project I would be using.
Don't even.
Well, you know what it is. It's really a lithium on the other side. On this one, so.
Yeah.
This thing was smoother before it's rubbing a bit, but that's all right. Anyway.
So how much was it? Do you remember how much this thing was? It's like under $20 or something,
I think it was
right?
17 or something.
Yeah, compared to like hydraulic crimpers, those are cha-ching.
Right.
And we also tried going around the yard and asking if anybody had them, so we could just borrow them, because like Jeff said, it's not a tool that we're going to be using all the time, but unfortunately nobody had it. So we just bought this from Amazon and got it shipped in. Came pretty quick and small.
Yeah, and then I can do a pull test.
Wow.
There's no way you could hang off this thing. Okay, so that's how you do a crimp. You got to have some kind of crimping thing, and this is what we have at the moment. So now, yeah, and I think it does a really high quality crimp. The way that it crimps seems quite snug. Yeah. And in the marketing of it, they did a cutaway here where they did a crimp and then they cut into it, so you can see how all those wires lay. Oh. And they like fuse into one big thing. It seems really good.
Interesting.
But we're not done. We need to put some heat shrink on here.
Look at you leaving jail. Okay, let's just keep following Jeff as he's getting his work done here.
Over to the heat shrink station.
Coming.
Okay. This doesn't be too big. We're just gonna basically put it over the boot like that, and then over the wire like that. So about that much of it. Cut it square.
How do you know all these things? It's just mind-boggling.
Okay, that's done. Slip it over and pull it back until you're just at the crown here to there. Okay.
Oh, yep.
Plug in your heat gun. In my case, it's plugged in.
Oh yeah, we got that a long time ago, back in Maryland.
All this random stuff. You're like, why do we need that?
Yeah, we only used it like once or twice, I think, so far.
We're not plugged in.
Oh no, we're not plugged in yet.
So, can you grab the blue? That was your job, remember?
Oh, well I brought the cord down. I just didn't plug it in.
Okay.
Teamwork. My job is to like get the electrical cord. Way to go, Kristen.
That's it. Can you crank this thing up?
Wow.
1200 watts, pure power.
Pure power.
And there's so many things to think about that I have to think about all the time. For example, not many heat guns actually have, well, let me rephrase. Many heat guns have more power than this one. This is 1200, but I've seen them up to 2000. Wow. That's important for us because we're running a transformer. This is a 110.
Yeah.
And so our transformer is 1500 watt, converting from the 220
over
here.
There.
And so we have to be careful, mindful of all these things, all these differences all the time.
Yeah.
This is what it means to be internationally traveling. When you're living and stuff and doing, you know, everything that you would normally do at home eventually.
Yep.
You have to find ways to do it.
Where there's a will, there's a way. I think we've proven that so far.
Yep. Okay, see? Looking pretty professional now, right?
Yeah, it does.
So I can put this now, I'll go install this. And then we're going to do the negative wire.
And repeat. All right, I've just received some word that everything, wow.
We have power.
Whoa.
It's not attached to our system yet. It will be when I put this wire over here on the bus. See this?
Yep.
And so what I'm trying to prevent is any capacitors on the system inside the solar charge controllers or inside the inverter from pulling a huge current really quickly to fill themselves up. So what I do is I'm going to touch this bulb between these contacts, and if they pull any power, this will slow them down, and this bulb will light, and then it will slowly go dim. And when that's done, then it's charged, and I should be able to put that on there without a spark.
Oh, so that's a resistor.
Yeah, it's a resistor that happens to be a light bulb, so we can also watch the process.
Okay.
As opposed to that ceramic one we got recently.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
It's nerve-wracking just because I've never done it, but it should
it's
not really a big deal either. So here we go.
And you've
yeah, there's nothing on here, and there frickin' shouldn't be because everything is disconnected. So this tells me there's no problem. I should not get a spark. Okay.
And you finished up all of the wiring here. It looks good. Nice and tidy.
Yeah. So now we put this on here. It could be also that the inverter was all charged up earlier, and same with the solar controller before we got into this. Okay, I'm going to check that these are all tight now.
It's getting dark in here.
I know.
I'm excited to get the power turned back on.
I know, and we're like right there too.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Man, we should have done this a while ago.
Well, look, it took me all day.
Yeah.
And I had to decide to do it instead of other deck work today. That's the
Yeah, because again, this morning we woke up and it was raining multiple times this morning. So you were also noticing, you were saying to me before, something over here with these switches or something.
I just decided to check all the bolts.
Yeah, the bolts were a bit loose.
They all were a little bit, like nothing crazy, but they have changed over time. And I understand it's from heat cycling, heating and cooling when they're being worked hard. And so that's all that should have been. And so I just tighten them up.
Yep, good.
Not a problem. Okay, so now I'm just going to go get my list and go down my list now.
Okay.
And then we can do some zap strapping of wire cleanup, and this can go back on here. So So yeah, we have our negative. This is for our DC charger. So we can watch the temperature. It wants to be on the negative, so it is. Victron wants to be on the positive to watch temperature, so it is. Of course, the batteries themselves can see the temperature and regulate as well. So there's like regulation on regulation. And we have our fuses in place, and all the bolts are checked this way, and the switch is off, and so we can put it on in a minute. And so I'm gonna grab my list. You gotta let me out of here. You're blocking.
Okay, okay. It says no devices found.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn this on. Ready?
Yep.
That gives power to our system. Now I'm gonna give you power at the panel, which will turn on the battery monitor on the wall and give you those results.
Oh, that came up. So what are you looking at over there?
That's so cool. It's saying the batteries are saying minus 4.9 amps. Is the battery monitor voltage saying 13.2 on the wall?
On the wall, 13.13.
Okay, so the batteries say well, that makes sense.
And that's, yeah, it's the same as what it shows in here.
Okay, so there, power's on, which means the fridge and freezer should be back on.
Now it's on.
Look at this. Lights.
We got lights, babe. We got lights over here too, baby.
Nothing's hot, nothing's shorting. It's all good. The batteries are saying 7.8 amps are coming out. What is Victron saying there?
It's the same thing, 7.7.
I'm surprised they agree so closely.
7.6,
All right,
5.
So what I'll do now is I will turn the inverter on, and then you should hear some boo-doo and all that
So
stuff.
we're running off of lithium right now?
We are.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
That's pretty exciting.
Now we're going to go on for the inverter, and it's going to boot up its little Victron dongle, and I'll turn it on. It should do all the normal things it does. Connected, inverting. So just make sure you see it on the system.
Yep, that turned on.
Yeah, that's all normal. It's perfect.
Inverter is showing in the system, correct?
Okay.
It's showing now, solar arch. Way to go, honey. You worked so hard for so many hours today. It's up, it's working.
Clean up everything.
Still have to clean up. We have to put the bed back, and you're going to be working on doing the controller? No, what's it?
I just did it. I put to lithium, yeah. So tomorrow when the sun comes up and it starts charging, it's charging it. It knows it's charging a lithium bank and not a lead acid bank.
Okay, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. You know a lot of things. I have no idea how you know them all, but you do. And it's working. Yay!
I know.
What has your day consisted of the entire day? This is the day after installing lithium.
I was doing the battery
What
install,
have you been doing?
right? So I'm making sure that things
You've
are
been
working.
checking your iPad and calling out numbers to me.
Look at that new graph.
All day.
Bulk for the entire day.
The entire day you're like, oh, we're plus 20.
Almost 11 hours. So usually like pretty quick here is the end of our solar day, let's say.
All right.
So it stayed in bulk for, let's call it 11 hours. It took in 3.34 kilowatt hours, which is a record for the last 30.
You sound like Back to the Future. 3.38 kilowatt.
Record for the last 31 days. And it put back into the batteries everything we used yesterday plus 2/3 of a day. And it was not sunny, like it was not consistently sunny for the first half of the day.
It was very cloudy, and we had some rain showers too.
So
yeah.
that means if we had like a bluebird day, like, and you can get a couple of those, right?
Tomorrow,
it would put in like quite a bit of amp hours. Right?
So are you a happy guy?
At least 150. It would put in between 150 and 200 amp hours, just our arch.
That's a lot.
Per day, without our side panels.
Which are in storage right now.
As long as we have room in the batteries.
Right.
Yeah, which are in storage.
In storage.
In hallway.
With the epoxy.
It's in hallway. As you almost cried.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a laugh or a cry. That was definitely a combination.
It took a lot out of me to do all that install yesterday.
It was a long day.
It was just a lot of, I mean, there was some physical aspects of that for sure.
Oh yeah, we saw it.
Cutting it out and those.
Up and down the ladder with all the batteries, and they weighed what, like 50 pounds each,
there was
something
also
like
just all
that.
the thinking, following my plan. I had written everything down, following all the steps. So it was like mentally and physically exhausting. And then today I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna watch the batteries.
Just gonna watch
Make
them.
sure they don't explode and that they actually behave, and that all the
God.
cells are making sense. And so far everything is reporting as normal.
And so tomorrow, if we do some work in the morning, can we please
Go to the beach.
have a beach day?
Yeah, let's do it. Like, you don't have to ask me twice. Just 5 times.
And we have the best place. I think that we will film a little bit more and show you. I think Mary's
umbrella.
well, you get the lounger, you get the umbrella. It's a nice beach like water to go into.
And it's supposed to be calm, you said?
It's supposed to be very calm, low wind tomorrow, so I think it's a great idea. So let's do it, okay? Okay.